Hi everybody, welcome to my book inventory. Book stats. I don't know what to call this, but it's pretty much just my book collection. I have everything written down here, and then after you will see everything. Now, I filmed it in two different ways. Let me know which one you prefer. I kind of like the second way better, where how the unread books are. And if you would like more detail, I can do the way the second half is filmed with all my signed books, and then my read books, signed books, and my ARCs. And if you don't know what ARCs are, they're advanced reader copies. They are what publishers send out before a book is actually released to the public, so that bloggers and stuff can review them and kind of get the word out. I've only received one from a publisher. The rest I've purchased or traded with someone else myself. So as of January 2022, I have 170 unread books. 240, which is everything behind me, read books. So I have a total of 410 books in my house. And what's funny is, because everything was packed up for a year, I'm pretty sure I'm missing a box. Because there's a book I have, and it's a trilogy. The third book was released late last year. I have the first book. I'm 99% sure that I had the second one, because they were signed, and I was going to pre-order the third one, but she's not signing this year, so I didn't pre-order it. But I can't find it. And these are all my boxes. We're all unpacked, and this is everything out, and I don't know what happened. So maybe I'll find another box later, and then I'll have to update this. But as of right now, I have 410 books. And remember, I've mentioned in a past video, I think I mentioned it, I decluttered a ton recently too. Out of those 410 books, 194 are paperback, 216 are hardcover, and out of all of my books, I have 132 signed copies. You'll see I mentioned in some of the clips you're about to see, I mentioned some of them, but I miss a ton. So that's why I mentioned if you want to see all of my signed books, I can do that. And I only have 11 ARCs, and I have 14 currently in my declutter pile. I am trying to sell them, but if I don't sell them, then I will update my numbers to reflect those 14, because some are signed, some are hardcover, so on and so forth. I did keep track of my books before I packed them, but I wrote them in a different format, so I'm just going to read what I have just to kind of compare numbers, but it's a little confusing even to me. But from 2020, I had 66 hardcovers, 78 paperbacks, 144 signed, and 19 ARCs. I recently just sold a bunch of ARCs. And that's from my read inventory. My unread inventory was 151 hardcovers and 143 paperbacks. But I want to be able to compare at least the beginning of this year versus the end of next year, because maybe I can declutter a few. And I'm hoping to read a lot of the really thin books in my inventory. So, because I'm due real soon. And I doubt I'll be reading as much. I only read 14 books last year, so we'll see what this year holds for me in reading. But those are my stats. And now to show you. These are all my read books. I have them all the way up there. Except we have different stuff going down here, which I'll explain. So let's start at the top. I've got all my Harry Potters. These are the illustrated versions. I'm slowly collecting those. I've had these since they were first published. And then I've got Twilight. This one is signed. Those two are signed. I've got an entire series right here by Rachel Kane. These are all signed as well. Oops. We've got my Anne Rice collection. I have two signed ones right here. The Lunar Chronicles series. We'll get that in a second. With Cinder and Scarlet right here. These are all signed. These are all signed as well. This is the Vampire Academy series by Rachel Mead. Down here I have my favorite series, Laurel K. Hamilton, Anita Blake, Vampire Hunter series. I have about 60% of them signed. There's one right here, and there's a paperback up here. And then this is her Fairy series. This is the only signed copy from that. I have the 350 Shades of Grey signed, and then the one in Christian Grey's perspective signed. I have P.S. I Love You signed. This series I have signed. It's a vampire series. These are all, these are all signed, different ones. We've got 13 Reasons Why, some Jennifer Ashley, Beating the Beast themed ones, Why Oleander, and some John Green. Here I have some paperback romances. I have these signed. I actually asked if I can get a signed copy of this one from her, and she also sent me this one, which was really good. I have a trilogy from Jay Kenner signed. She's Come Undone by Wally Lamb. This trilogy is not all signed. Well, there's 2 more books I have in my unread pile, but I believe these 2 are signed. It's a fairy YA series. And I have the entire series by Tara Sue Me signed, but these are the only 2 I've read. The rest are in my unread pile. If you like fantasy, I have a trilogy from Mercedes Lackey signed. This is a 3-in-1. Jodi Picoult, I have an arc signed. I had other arcs, but I sold them all. And then Leaving Time. This is the original cover, first cover printing, signed. We've got a bunch of different authors right here. I have 2 copies of this one. This is the copy that I originally read, and then I got a hardcover one to get signed. They're both signed. This one's signed. Oops, that one's signed. This is a teaser. And then this is the arc. And the hardcover is also signed, but it's in my unread pile. This is a declutter section I have, and they're all listed on Mercari and Instagram. I just need to figure out what I'm going to do if they don't sell. They either need to go into my inventory or I need to get rid of them. Everything on this side is unsigned. I have the City of Bones series, the prequel. This is an entire series. It's not in order, but I have the last book is going to be my first read of the year. And I have 3 more Anne Rices. I almost decluttered them, but they didn't fit in the other shelf, so they're right here. We've got some V.C. Andrews. This is my original P.S. I Love You cover, but then I got the other one signed. It's hardcover, so I want to keep it. But let's move these so I can show you these. This series I have signed, but these are the ones I read. More Jennifer Ashley, Cat Adams. These are really dark, but dark covers. It's a Siren series. My husband got me that one. These I've had since junior high. This is really cool. She was self-published, and then she got picked up by the publishing house, and so I have the hardcover. My goal is to get both of these signed. She has other books, but this one's my favorite. It's the only one I have. Christmas Carol, I read this every year, which I haven't read this year, but I can read it in like a day. I really want, I'll put a picture up right here, but the illustrated kids copy, and I can never seem to find it at like the thrift stores I go to. But until then, I have this one. I have 4 Gail Foreman's Duologies. If I Stay Where She Went, Just One Day, Just One Year. Little Paris Bookshop, really good book. My favorite, Neil Gaiman. My goal is to get this one signed. I would love to get this one signed. I messaged the author and never heard back. This is a 3-in-1. I would love to get this in hardcover, but it doesn't. A 3-in-1 doesn't come in hardcover. Kirsten Hanna. We got, oh, this is an ARC from Sookie Stackhouse, a 3-in-1. Another book of hers. Sorry, it's dark in the corner there. I need to reread this series. It's been so long. This is a really good vampire Dracula one. Dean Koontz. Really recommend this one. Here's my original copy of Wally Land. This is the cover I was hoping to find signed, but the other one was on eBay. Not that cover, but I still kept it. This one I've had since a kid. This is a really good Elizabeth Bathory rendition, if you guys are interested. Oops. Classic. And then we got Game of Thrones. This is really good. Robin McKinley has some good books. Here's her twist on Beauty and the Beast. It's actually based off of the original tale. This is also a 2-in-1 or 3-in-1 from a romance series I'm reading. My favorite Nora Roberts trilogy. These I read as a kid. Actually, this one's a movie now, but I haven't watched it because I read the book. Here's part 2. The very first ARC I ever received. This one I actually received from a publisher. Everything else I've purchased. These are no longer in print. I was trying to get this one signed, but they ran out of stock before I can get it. Classic. My young adult witches series. This one's one series, this one's one. I read these because my mom wouldn't let me read them as a teenager, so I bought them. Okay, and then we have Disney twists. These are really good. This one's my favorite. Obviously, I love Beauty and the Beast. This one's really good too, but I think my second favorite is this one. And a couple others. These are all alphabetized as best as I could. These are all just notebooks. And then I have a Spanish workbook. And here is my collectible little golden books. I have more, but these are the ones that are worth money. And I've got some kids' books down here. And this is the series that I was reading this year. So I need to rearrange this section and figure out what to do with this section so that the books I read in 2022 can go down here. And that is all of my read books.
to be gone. Feel like that. Feel like that. Feel like that. Feel like that. Lay your arms around me and stay with me. Feel like that. Lay your arms and stay with me, baby. Feel like that. Lay your arms around me and stay with me. Feel like that. Lay your arms and stay with me, baby. Drawing aside, I can't wait to start. You should call the police. Now I even can breathe. You love me and hate me, true me and false me, make me your shining star. Giving, receiving, changing, believing, only then we could start.